Right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I won't be taking any questions after I make these comments. But first off, I want to start out by sharing how near and dear Two Harbors is, and the people of Two Harbors are to me and my family. You've given me a chance to lead, and I appreciate that greatly. I've enjoyed so much helping out in the community as mayor. As Tom Kohler often reminds us, Two Harbors is coming out of adolescence. I think that's a fair way to describe the feelings of many who live in our town, a community that is moving forward. One thing I know for a fact is that when the community elected me, twice as mayor and 3 times as a city councilor, they've always known that I was going to be a different leader than what they were used to. I campaigned on being a visionary, and I've always shared I want our community to move forward. I've had lots of ideas, and that is who I am. I've often shared that I believe we are working together to become known as one of the best communities in Minnesota, a model community. And I told people I'd roll up my sleeves and I'd do what it took to get the job done. One of my many focuses is our students and youth, that they would have a great experience while they were growing up in Two Harbors. And when they left, their heart would always be in Two Harbors, and that someday they'd be wanting to come back. That's the ultimate test if you're doing well. And we'd started to pass that test. It wasn't that long ago. The knock on our community of Two Harbors is that the council and city hall planned and planned and planned and planned, but never implemented, never took action. I heard many people in our community say that, and when they made that statement, it wasn't a positive. Yes, I as mayor took a different approach to moving Two Harbors forward. I believe that many politicians talk a good game, but they never deliver. And I believe that a person of their word rolls up their sleeves and gets the hard work done. They put the time and money into it, into what they believe in. I didn't want to have the same results that this community didn't like. There's that worn out statement. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. So I took a different path. I decided to roll up my sleeves and put my money where my mouth was, and the results have been astounding. This has never been about me getting ahead or my family getting ahead. It has simply been about doing what you say you're going to do. The results for our community have been astounding. Lots of great projects have happened in the past 5.5 years. 30 new businesses in a downtown that's almost full. Restoration of many buildings and homes. 6 major construction projects. No, my family's not involved in many of these projects, but it's a movement. It's happening, and people got excited about it. Let's be honest, more has been done in Two Harbors in the past 5.5 years than the previous 20. I'm thankful for a city council that believes in taking action and moving things forward. Here's some of the projects that we're proud of. Revitalization of downtown with buildings filling up. Expansion of Castle Danger Brewery, and just recently we just got news of the passing of the growler law, which is a big deal for our community. The city even supported those efforts. Meanwhile, the municipal, which we own, their lobby group at the state level, was against growlers. We took that very visionary approach, and we were successful in helping a business in our community. We got a 0.5% sales tax passed. Many people came to me and said we should toll the visitors that come to our community, and we figured out a way to do that. Those visitors, when they purchase products in our community, they get to pay for the roads that they drive on. It wasn't a toll, but our infrastructure is getting fixed because of them. Millions in new infrastructure and roads, as I estimate over 20 million more in the works in the next 5 years. Just to give a perspective, if Duluth had invested that same amount in the past 5 years per capita, they would have made well over $150 million in street improvements. I don't think anybody here can argue that Duluth has made those kinds of investments over the last 5 years. We have a capital improvement plan that is running and working. Each year, work is being done to keep our buildings maintained, our roads improved. $11.5 million secured from the legislature for a wastewater treatment plant, one of the largest direct appropriations in the state. That's helping us build a $33 million wastewater treatment plant, which allows us to get the housing that this community needs. $6 million in water plant upgrades coming soon. Over $300K committed or spent on new sidewalks that you're seeing popping up all over the community. The list goes on and on. This is truly a small sampling of the great things that have been happening. So here we are at the present. Small group of people who are politically motivated, got their moment in the spotlight. All kinds of accusations, nothing of evidence. Nothing other than it appears bad. By the way, thank you to the news outlets who have been willing to correct their articles to clarify that I have never been found guilty of one thing. I never will, because I did things right. Have I made some errors and mistakes as a mayor? Yes, I have. I am human. I'm still awaiting an apology from some of the news people, but the bottom line is this. I have done nothing that even closely reaches the level of malfeasance. Week after week, I get to see the people who believe they're right tell me how bad I am, and yet they have no law on their side, no evidence of wrongdoing, just accusations and a loud megaphone. That megaphone is dying. People in Two Harbors are reaching out to me, telling me at first they thought something must be wrong. But after a while, they realized, wait a second, Chris has been doing all kinds of things over the last 5.5 years. He's a visionary. He's been moving the community forward. Projects have been getting done. He's a different kind of leader. Frankly, they are telling me it's refreshing to see things happening in the community. Those that do some quick research are realizing the truth. Let's be crystal clear. The real question today is not about Mayor Chris Swanson. Did he do things right or wrong? The real question for the community of Two Harbors is, does Two Harbors want to continue to move forward and get things done? Or do they want to stop and go backwards? What are the benefits, or who benefits if I get recalled? Those who seem to be the loudest have only carried a message of wanting things to go back the way they were. So that everyone is crystal clear of who I am. Yep, I'm a visionary leader who loves this community of Two Harbors. I'm a big cheerleader for it, and a big cheerleader for getting things done. That being said, I can't abandon the vision, nor can I abandon the many people who believe what we are doing in our community is finally working. We are taking on bigger projects, and we're starting to move forward. The best is yet to come. I will not resign. Thank you. No questions.
Somebody left something?
What was that first question?
No, where is he in his term? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, he's quite early in his term, and in fact, when we embarked on this in February, he was looking at 3 years left in his term, which obviously, if that number had been 6 months, perhaps we would just wait for the general election and let the voters decide at that point. But with 3 years left in the term, we were fearful of how much damage could be done to the city's reputation in that time, and so we felt an obligation to take that action.
Yeah, and do you have any questions for him?
I have no questions for Chris Swanson.
What is your plan over the next 2 months?
Yeah, well, that's not clear at this point. We wanted to wait until this 5-day window closed and see what the outcome of that was. But obviously, it looks like we'll be looking at some level of a campaign building up toward the recall election, the special election, and so our group will be meeting in the near future here to discuss those specifics as we go forward.
Why do you think this is important to the community of Two Harbors?
Well, Two Harbors has been I think we're the laughing stock of the state the last couple of months, and I think our reputation has been tarnished as such, and we just want to restore some dignity and some faith in our elected officials, and want to send that message to the community and to the state of Minnesota that that this is enough, and we're not going to stand for this kind of ethics, unethical behavior.
Now that the attorney who's suing you guys has been let go by his law firm, have you have any update on the status of that case that is proceeding?
No, we don't know anything more than Mr. Swanson's attorney has been no longer with the firm that he was represented by as of Monday, and so we don't know anything more than that at this point. We don't know the status of those lawsuits. Are they dead? Will they be picked up by the attorney privately or with some new firm? That's all uncertain at this point.
What's the basis of those lawsuits? What grounds are they suing you guys on? Is it defamation or? Do they know? Do you guys know?
That's a good question. I mean, just the fact that it starts with a non-resident of Two Harbors bringing the suit against the city and the residents of the city, kind of brings that into question right off the bat. What does he even have any standing to bring those lawsuits against us and to the city? So there'll be another hearing coming up here next week, and hopefully we'll have some answers then about where that all sits